Greetings, metal community. It's Roger back with another collection update this time, and yeah, got a package in from Godz Ov War over in Poland. Great label, kind of small label, but do release some great stuff, and also had a pretty solid distro. So I normally shop there 4 or 5 times a year. Yeah, what we are listening to in the background is one of the bands. I don't know if I will try and say this, Truchło Strzygi or something. I don't know. Really cool. When I first saw these bands, especially the band photos, I just thought, you know, late 80s, early 90s. But it's a pretty new band. Started up in 17. This album is pretty cool. It's what's playing in the background. Turn it up a little bit. It's kind of heavy metal, some black metal, some thrash metal, some like new wave of British heavy metal as well. Really cool voice. Has this Eastern European kind of scruffy. They sing on their in Polish, so and that's really cool. That fit this music very well, and I think this wouldn't have been so cool if he had used English. But yeah, it's just a kind of a bit scruffy, but really cool. And there's a lot of mix of styles in here, but it's a really cool album. There are some punk elements as well. Also got 2 other. This is an EP. This is the picture I talked about. You know, that made me think of. Kind of late 80s, early 90s imagery. This EP, 3-song EP, is more punky, short songs, but really cool. I just bought what he had by them, and it's also very cool. You can see it here, but here he states, you know, with first press, second press, third press, as it's. Sitting under the kind of info for the label, which is really cool. I wish a lot of other labels would have done the same. And this is, you know, this is the 3rd pressing of this album. I think they're a pretty popular band, especially in Poland, and I can understand why. This is kind of, it must be fun to watch these guys live, because it's kind of really cool music. A lot of heavy metal, but a rougher side of it. Then I bought the Isolated, the Enemy of Reason. I believe that Ken over at the Death Metal Crypt, you know, showed this a couple of videos ago. Great, you know, Polish death metal. More towards the brutal side, but yeah, really good release. And I bought 2 with Phalanx, Inferno. This is a split with Melek-Tha, and this is an EP, The Age of Aquarius. US band, I think, black and death metal, pretty good stuff. Yeah, and this split with Melek-Tha, it's kind of a bit messy because Melek-Tha do a lot of more like ambient or stuff that I think destroys it a little bit, but the Phalanx songs are pretty good as well. So if you like black and death metal, it's a pretty solid band. Then one that I have not bought because it's been kind of, I don't know, hyped, but a lot of people have talked warmly of this Dungeon Serpent, World of Sorrows, but I'm not impressed at all. I did not care much for this. I mean, it's not bad or anything. Kind of melodic death metal in a way, or death metal with melody. There's a couple of things here that destroys this album for me. Of course, the programmed drums are not sounding very good. Apart from that, the songs are okay. I mean, it's an okay album, but the drums are terrible. and also the production is a little bit too murky, so some of the kind of melody disappear. I've listened to this 5-6 times because, yeah, a lot of people have spoken highly and warmly about this album, but for me it didn't give me anything. Might turn out good, but of course the drums are a very big minus on this, but also the songwriting was, I mean, the songs were good, but the kind of production of it kind of yeah, it didn't help the songs, but yeah, I know there's a lot of people liking this and I have no problem with that, but for me this was kind of disappointing due to the hype and a lot of people that I kind of have the similar taste of music, we like it, so yeah, but that happens sometimes, and it wasn't that pricey. Then we have Trenchant. I do believe this is a US band. I might be wrong. I have some real cool pictures for each song. I like that when they kind of do something extra with it. Kind of, yeah, again, blackened death metal, kind of more towards black metal, a little bit war metal as well. Overall a pretty solid album, not a fantastic. They also do a cover of Molested Piratey Torn, but that does not work well with this band because you know, Molested is way more brutal in the sound, and it kind of got too light in a way, and also they put it second to last. Why don't you put cover songs dead last if you have to have them on the album? But that's just me. But overall it's a good listen, but it's not anything fantastic in my opinion, but really cool cover as well. Then we got a really good album, and this is Moluchtas. Yeah, the title of the album is unreadable. Yeah, I'm not gonna try. This is a Belgian band, or one piece it looks like. This was really good, heavy, kind of, I would say towards Bölzer. If you know Bölzer, this kind of massive wall of guitar sound, really good, really enjoy this. I played it a lot, so if you like Bölzer, this is you know, kind of this, it's death metal with a lot of air in it, you know, it's not like dense, it's very opened guitar sound, and you know, this great slightly cavernous vocals as well, and yeah, he does everything right, and yeah, this was a killer album, Moluchtas. And last we have Kadavereich. Radiance of Doom, of course. I don't remember where these guys were from. I would say, I don't know, maybe Poland. Really cool cover as well. Yeah, slightly brutal death metal, pretty solid. You have probably seen Mark G talk about this, so I don't have to talk about it. Lucky me. But yeah, it's an EP, 15-16 minutes long or something. So yeah, I'm not super fan of EPs, but it is a solid death metal release. Yeah, that was all that I had from Godz Ov War. I have a ton of shit that I haven't recorded yet, so hopefully I will be back soon with some more new stuff. And thanks for watching, thanks for comments, and thanks for all the new subscribers. Vi kör.